Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. Ah. Is this thing on?
Is it on?
We are back, and this is What's Cooking with FannyB00, and I'm the boy Chef C, and this is
Chef Fanny.
In the place to be, and we appreciate you guys being here with us. We always want to give you guys a shout out off top. You know, we always start out the show with a special appreciation and some gratitude for all the people who've engaged in all of our content, showed love, liked, commented, even made suggestions. That we appreciate it all from the bottom of our heart. We'll continue to keep giving it to you guys. But, you know, first of all, how you doing? I like the colors, though. You looking real pastel.
As always.
No, I'm just trying to keep up, though, if I can.
Oh, you're always winning the race, babe.
Nah, it's no race, though. You feel me? If anything, we running together. We on the same team.
Always.
All right, though. Get shout out to that. I can applaud for that, though. Get a little serious going, though. Get a little serious to get it going, though. We got a great show for you guys today. Off top, right? We getting it rolling. You know, we always pop it off with the burning question, right? That's, you know, that's my favorite part. Then we roll right. Then today we rolling right into some fun facts, right? It's some information, right?
Absolutely. Some health info for y'all.
Absolutely. And then we'll roll right into some Black History facts, and then we'll wrap it right up with our world famous game of Would You Rather? Shout out to that, though. You know? So just kicking right off, right? Just jumping right off into, you know, my favorite part of the show, always, right? Burning question, right? So we the burning question's been cooking lately.
Yeah.
And you know, as we say, right, ain't nothing burning around here, right? So the only
Not
thing,
even when we cooking.
Hey, facts. So the only thing burning is this question, though, for real. Shout out to that one time. I let that off one time, though. So, burning question for today, right? Who has better barbecue, Korean or American?
Oh, I'm sensing a theme here.
And it's not meant to be like a racial thing. It's not meant to pin cultures against each other. This is just.
But it's fun. It's
us
fun.
Appreciating two culinary.
Like crossroads almost. Like
absolutely,
it's,
right.
No, but that's what I'm sensing a theme, and it's like that's actually it's quite clever for you to go with a different culture doing the same thing, and then you know, two different cultures calling two completely different things the same thing. Like, you know, I mean, technically I guess the technique is similar, but the flavor wise, right? Right. The sides and all that. So that's tough. I love American barbecue sides, but American barbecue itself, I would say, is going to take the L to Korean barbecue itself. So
that American barbecue, that brisket, those ribs,
I just
dang. So on all of the holidays, so 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, you're whipping up some Korean barbecue?
Not at all, but I'm definitely throwing some different options on the grill. Though, if you haven't noticed over this past decade,
I've noticed, right? Though, but I'm asking for the people.
I mean, I'm not one to typically do like. I can and I will and I do it well, but for myself and for our family, it's not always going to be like links, ribs, the burgers and all that. Like we went through those phases, right? Like that's cool, whatever, traditional, but like I'd rather have like a nice salmon on there, or like just a more like premium grade cut of some type of protein, right?
Is that still considered American barbecue?
I mean, it's neither really, because it's something different. It's just cooking on an open fire. But if I had to choose between the two, the reason I say so, like I love the mac, the potato salad, the baked beans, right, with the barbecue.
Technically, that's not the barbecue.
Technically, it's not. I love those sides, and that would gear me there, but that's not the barbecue, right?
Technically, that ain't the barbecue.
But for me, it's like the barbecue, the American barbecue is just burnt meat with a shitload of sauce on it, and I just can't get with it.
Damn, burnt meat with some sauce on it. Who barbecue you do?
I mean, it's just like the char grilled, right? Like that getting that I just don't like it. It's just the flavor doesn't really sit well on my palate personally, and I just feel like there's always just too much sauce. They put the same sauce on everything across the board, and it's just too much. It's just too much. It's usually our fattier cuts, right? Because they cook better on the slow and low, right? And so like the ribs are high fat. The brisket is high fat.
But if you get a nice little
if you want the burgers to stay juicy, you got to get the higher fat.
I mean, that's if you're getting that, though. But if you're just throwing turkey burgers, there's a way to do a lean, clean,
there is, but traditional American barbecue.
Because you already talked about it. There was a couple episodes ago. You just talked about the chicken links, though, and all of that kind of stuff.
That's
there's
new
so
age.
many ways to spice up the American barbecue. So what do you? So all right. So are you podding right now? What's going on? No. Are you podding?
I'm just saying. I like the flavor profile better on the Korean barbecue.
And I respect that.
And because the cuts of meat are thinner and smaller, it cooks a lot faster too. So it's not like a hours long process. You're in, you're out, 30 minutes to an hour, you're done.
But with the Korean barbecue, you gotta cook it though.
You gotta cook your own barbecue too.
No, not necessarily though. You could run down to the barbecue spot, the local, especially out here in Texas, you can go anywhere and get you some barbecue, and you definitely don't have to stand out over the grill for 30 to 45 minutes.
True.
To wait until your charcoal heat up. But on that Korean barbecue, you got to sit there with the little tongs, and you got to be flipping it. You can't even enjoy no real good conversation.
So I know it's just like on the show, it's not burned.
Nah, you can't even enjoy no real good conversation. Or you can't even get off no good communication.
That's the pastime while you communicate, though.
Nah, next thing you know, the little thin slices burnt.
For me, it's just my preference. It's just my preference.
I respect it though, and obviously,
we see what your
I lean the other way. I'm going with the American barbecue just because my Korean barbecue experience is limited. So I'm gonna be honest with you though. I'm a little biased, right? And I'm actually unqualified to speak on it, not having been equally experienced on both cuisine types though. So I'm gonna keep it 100.
I respect the transparency.
I've gone to the hot pot, right?
Yeah.
Where that kind of had
that's not Korean barbecue.
But they had a similar setup where I had to sizzle some meat on my own, and then I had to drop it into the hot water though and whip it up though. You know what I mean?
But good thing you got that flick of the wrist though.
Well, I stay with the flick of the wrist, but that's not the point though.
I hear you.
The point is, I just I want to step out. I want to sit back, relax.
Yeah.
And enjoy the meal though. Sometimes I don't want to go to the restaurant to make my own meal though.
But then it kind of becomes a thing of depends on who you ask, because if cooking is relaxing and soothing it to you, right? Like if that's your safe space, right? Your peaceful place, right? Then it's like going out somewhere and just kind of doing that. Just it's kind of just like a soothing process.
Stay your ass at the crib then.
But you don't got if you don't got the equipment. You don't got the equipment. Relax.
You can go with equipment. All you need is an open flame. What you talking about? What did they do? The little thing.
All right, for the sake of our very informative topics to come, I'm gonna just have to agree to disagree.
We respect that though. Yeah. All right though. We don't have to stay too long on the burning topic though. Let us know in the comments what y'all think though.
What y'all think?
Korean barbecue or American barbecue? We split 50-50, right?
Yeah.
She's Korean barbecue. I'm American barbecue. And that's that though. So shout out to that though. That's one of my favorite part of the show. Moving right along, we got some very good facts coming up for you guys. We have Chef Fanny about to break down the importance of really incorporating fiber into your diet.
Absolutely.
Also, really informing you guys on some salt alternatives, though, to really help you avoid some serious disease.
Yep.
Right? And then right after that, I'll clean it up with some Black History facts.
Oh, I appreciate the cleanup.
Absolutely.
All right. So, when it comes to fiber, what is the importance of fiber in the diet? The importance of fiber in the diet from sources across the web, of course, and studies, right? Research, it helps with weight loss. It helps with lowering cholesterol. Mm-hmm. It regulates blood sugar, better gut health.
Okay.
Reduces cancer and diabetes also.
Shout out to the fiber. I gotta let off the fiber getting it done though.
But there's actually two types of fiber, right? And they each are good in their own ways, right? So there's soluble fiber and there's insoluble fiber.
Break those down for us though. All right,
so soluble fiber.
Stephanie.
All right, soluble fiber dissolves in water, right? Where insoluble fiber does not. Soluble fiber slows things down in the digestive tract, which is not something you think of when you think fiber. You think high fiber, it's going to make you regular, it's going to make you go, right?
Right.
But that's actually that's insoluble fiber, right? So that's just going to run right through you and just clear up issues like constipation, stuff like that, right? Whereas soluble fiber, which is going to have some bigger picture, more long-term help for you, is going to help with things like it'll slow down your metabolism in a sense, right? Because so what it does, viscous fiber, which is also known as soluble fiber.
Viscous?
Yes.
Viscous?
Yes.
Okay.
Viscous.
Okay, shout out to Viscous. though. That's your word of the day is viscous.
Viscous fiber, in slowing things down, what it does is it keeps you more full and it helps to decrease your appetite. So that's going to be what helps you with the weight loss. What's going to help you with a healthier calorie intake, right? You're going to want that. Yeah, absolutely. So things like that, you pair it with, you always want to have your water intake high. If you're ever going up, in any type of source of fiber, you always want to keep your water up, because otherwise you'll just end up backed up and getting adverse effects, right? The opposite of what you're looking for. So you don't want that at all. You can find viscous fiber in things like apples, beans, nuts, oatmeal, sweet potatoes, lentils. And then a quick fun fact about the beans and the lentils is if you have the time or the access, sprouted beans are more nutrient dense and easier to digest than non-sprouted beans. So sprouted beans are exactly what they sound like. It's a bean with a little sprout that comes out about the same length or longer than the bean or seed itself. And
after about 3-4 days.
That's a 4-day process. It is a 4-day process, but that's going to relieve you of any bloating, any constipation, any gassiness that's typically associated with beans. So if you love beans, you have a hard time digesting them, sprout your beans.
So is that process worth the reward though? Because that's 3 to 4 days. You have to soak the beans twice a day.
Rinse them a couple times a day.
Rinse them twice. Then you have to get some special equipment to put the beans on so the sprout grows down so you can see it, and you got to measure it to see if it's the same length as the bean. Then that's when you pull it. And that's just so you can say, hey, my abs look a little tighter. What's the real story?
You're gonna gain more nutrients, first of all, right? and the nutrients that are already in the beans are a lot easier accessible and digestible with that process, because now your body doesn't have to fight through all of those layers of protection of the bean to get down to what it is. It doesn't have enough time to do that. So a lot of times it discards the nutrients that it could be absorbing. So if you get ahead of it and you have like a system going where like every Monday and Friday I set up my first day so that throughout the week you constantly have fresh beans, right? Then that works. It's not really like a time consuming or inconvenient thing, right?
If you sprout your beans, let us know in the comments. Let us know how hard or easy it is.
And let us know what equipment you choose to use.
And also let us know the results, right? If it's got you looking slim and trim, or there's an easy way to do it. We always know you can go buy them, right? You can just go buy them outright.
You can buy sprouted beans.
However, if there's an easier way to harvest the sprouted beans in-home, DIY, please let us
in the comments
know though, right down here.
So there's that, just real quick. And then insoluble fiber, which is going to be to speed up your process, fiber, that's going to be whole wheat, leafy greens, quinoa, brown rice, seeds like chia seeds, stuff like that. So again, lots of water. You just always want to increase your water. You want to aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein a day. 15 to 20 if you're like in the low hundreds as far as your total weight, right? But you want at least like 20% of that to be soluble fiber, and that's going to be the healthiest balance for you. So you can always go online. You can find like a calculator to see what your recommended daily intake should be, but you want to make sure that take note of what type of fiber you're taking in and the sources too, because a lot of things that are, before things used to be advertised as like, whole wheat, and it went unsaid that it was high fiber because it was pure.
Right.
But nowadays we have a lot of processing. We have a lot of
enriching,
bleaching, and all that. So something can be whole wheat, but it will not be high fiber because all the other ingredients and all the other processes. So you want to make sure, yes, things that are specifically high fiber do cost more, but it's going to be healthier. Higher fiber diets have also been associated with longer life.
Right. So if you just take a second out your day to read the packaging, read the labeling, make sure you study the ingredients, right? Yep. Make sure you do your research, right? We have focused on that a couple episodes back again.
Yep.
Do your research, read the packaging, read the labeling. Make sure you're focusing on the macros, right? Make sure you're checking the fiber, though. You're checking the fat. You're checking the protein. You're checking to see how many sugars or how many carbs are in there, just to make sure you're managing and maintaining, right? Because if you let it slip and you intake maybe one too many, or you insert a product or an ingredient that throws off your whole balance, then man, next thing you know, you're gaining weight, though you're having health issues that you never had, and
you're not understanding why.
Exactly.
Just,
so you need to keep your eye on the, you gotta keep your eye on the label. You gotta do your research, and you gotta always make sure that you're being diligent.
Yeah.
Because you may be in a hurry. You walking through the grocery store. You walking through the grocery store. You walking through the aisles, right? It's busy, it's packed, right? And then you just trying to get in and out, right? Because you see the little kids. They running in there with no shoes, no socks, no shoes. Though they sticky fingers. You really trying to get in and out though. So you're just trying to get your stuff. Boom, get in and out. So, but once you grab it, flip it, boom, we'll scan it. Boom, then take it, then get on up out of there.
Or if that's too much for you to do while you're out and you have the time before you go in, look some stuff up. Like, hey, I'm thinking of switching up my bread. Let me look up what are the highest fiber breads out there. What's going to work for my diet, and then see if it's available at the grocery store that you go to. You can always check brand availability at stores.
Absolutely. And then if you're having issues or wanting to get more in seasoned expertise, or more of an actual consult, make sure you check in with your doctor, your nutritionist, your physician, to make sure you're doing what you need to do, though. Get that blood work.
Absolutely.
Make sure you get that blood work. Make sure you're going to check on your vitals, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're monitoring and
absolutely
and making sure that you're staying the course, right?
Yeah. Health is wealth,
though. Shout out to that. Jeans double G's.
Jeans, man. But health is wealth. So just stay on top of it. And you'll be happy. Your loved ones will be happier. Everybody will be happier and better for it, though. And on that same note of health is wealth, cut down the sodium, please. Everything does not need salt to taste better. Yes, it does awaken the flavors, but you do not need it. For years, we have been avoiding salt in our food, in the food that we provide for others through meal prep, in our seasonings. There is no salt added, right? So it's like there are some things that you can use in lieu of salt, and it doesn't have to be an unnatural salt alternative. Like they have like this no salt, right? The non-saline salt, right? So you don't have to go all that route. Like it does. Train your taste buds not to crave that saltiness, and you'll appreciate the fresher flavors so much more. What you want to do is you want to seek out natural herbs and fruits and seasonings that to have strong flavors on their own. So you're going to have like garlic, lemon, any type of citrus zest. The zest is going to be the most potent part, right? Any type of peppers, black pepper, paprika, roasted red peppers, fresh or dehydrated. Add that into your diet. Onions, onion powder if you don't like the onion texture, right? Nutritional yeast is one, and it also has other nutrients in it, right? It's going to have some protein in there for you too.
Okay. So those are some good salt alternatives, right? Are a lot of those things highly accessible though? Like as far as like nutritional yeast, right?
Yeah, they have the nutritional yeast, right? right in the baking aisle.
Okay.
You can find it right in the baking aisle and wherever the cake mixes and the flour, sugar.
And then on top of that, right, like to play not devil's advocate, but to play the advocate, right? Yeah. In terms of like garlic, lemon juice, or zest, right? Ground black pepper. Like, is that what a lot of recipes calling for that? A lot of those are common things, right?
They are.
So in terms of that, are a lot of these newer recipes calling for that in terms of the ones you're seeing, or some of the ones you put out?
I mean, so a lot of the ones that we've put out, yeah, for sure. That and fresh herbs. The thing is, when it comes to adding these things as an alternative, the fresher the better, right? So, like as far as garlic goes, like I don't use garlic powder very often. I buy an enormous bag of garlic and I chop it up or I blend it up so that I can just have it readily available, already chopped down.
So some of that little garlic powder you grab, it has got some salt in it.
And that's the thing, you got to make sure because they'll have, you know, the preservatives and then there's additional things in there to keep those seasonings from breaking up, stuff like that, right? Also another one that's good, any vinegars are really good and strong, right? If your fat intake is where it needs to be for the day or below, you can always use like a sesame oil, a truffle oil. Those things are going to have, you know, nice, high, very potent flavors that can completely elevate your dish. So yeah.
Is that it? Do you got any more or what? What are some of the other things
ginger and turmeric root, fresh is again always better, right?
How would you work that in though? Because ginger is a pretty wild card type flavor.
It is, but I feel like
it's kind of spicy.
It's not so much a spice. It's kind of like
stinky though.
It's very sharp, right? Like I feel like
you want
when like
right?
If you add it in with anything, it does elevate the flavor though. Like if you use the right amount.
But in what though? Because it's like, what would you make that? Like if you put some ginger on the turkey burger or something. If you put some ginger on like a little flatbread pizza. What are some options that you're incorporating ginger as a salt replacement?
All right, so ginger pairs really well with
Look at the camera
garlic.
though. What you talking about though? Where you looking though?
Ginger goes well with garlic. Ginger goes well with any citrus, especially lemon, right? It's going to be really good. Citrus goes well, or ginger goes well with rice vinegars, because it doesn't always have to be like an Asian profile type. Jamaican curry has ginger in it, right? It's just a nice spike for your flavor though, without adding any actual heat. So that's going to be something, just play with it and see how you like it. Start with just a little. You don't want to go too much because it can be a very strong flavor.
Got you.
Yeah.
So in terms of like how you would, because you got to think of like things you would originally use salt, right? And then you're plugging in one of these replacements. So like if you come out with like, what do you think it was like one of your most salted items, maybe fries, right?
Yeah.
So you think French fries, you come out with some French fries, so you putting paprika on your French fries, or you putting ginger on your French fries, or how you put nutritional yeast on your French fries, or what's really a good, what's a real good replacement?
I mean, talk to us. So for the fries, like a truffle oil would be really good on some fries, right? The citrus is always really good. Like you'll even see like the places that don't avoid salt, such as like they'll offer like a lemon pepper flavored fry, right? You can do that without the salt, just fresh lemon and lemon zest and a little bit of black pepper, some parsley in there if you have some fresh, that's great. Cilantro is really good for elevating flavors too if you want to add in some fresh herbs, right? It's a fresher herb, not so much of a savory type. So I really like that.
Really popped up for sure.
The paprika, if it's not fresh, it is more of like a color for me.
Gotcha.
But if it is a fresh paprika or a smoked paprika,
it kind of gives it a smoky flavor.
Yeah, there's smoke, there's sweet, there's Spanish, there's all kinds of. Go explore. Go to your closest like natural grocery store and explore through the options, because they're gonna have a lot of very simple things that you can add in. Or you can buy some of ours, and we have some flavors that are laid out for you. There's no salt. There's lemon and it's spicy, right? You've got the honey, right? The honey has been granulated, right, and then dehydrated entirely to a powder. So that's the citrus sweet is dehydrated zest, and these are all small batch. Like we put very much care and precision into every single bottle that goes out. So
100%,
absolutely going to be good, and they cover a lot of these flavors, right?
And low sodium, right?
Yep.
So if you're looking for good flavor with no dietary issues tied to them,
yeah.
dial in with us.
Yeah.
So cool. Is that it on?
Yeah, that's gonna be it on the salt alternatives.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, then let's jump right into some of the Black History facts.
Absolutely,
then,
absolutely.
So, as it just passed, right? I gotta salute. You Niners fan, right? So the Niners got whooped, right? But you can't win them all, right? You got at least they were there, so we salute them.
Yeah, I'm on here looking like.
But you don't want to be a sore loser though, because then you got Niners fan want to be a sore loser.
It ended up being a
we gotta say congratulations to the Chiefs, right? Kansas City Chiefs. We also gotta give a huge shout out to Patrick Mahomes, right, for being the first Black quarterback to go back-to-back in the Super Bowls, and also being the third Black quarterback ever to win the Super Bowl, right? Following Russell Wilson and Doug Williams, though. So salute to Patrick Mahomes, right? Salute to Russ, right? Salute to Doug Williams also.
Absolutely.
And salute to the Kansas City Chiefs for winning. Congratulations, right?
Let's go ahead and give them a little applause.
Absolutely. We got to salute. Hey, salute to the San Francisco 49ers, too, on a great season. They definitely showed toughness. They showed some fight. Great game. Went down to OT. You can't complain. You can't ask for nothing more.
A win.
It went out with a bang.
That's for a win.
Yeah, true. But you can't always. You can't. It's hard to win, right? Everybody here to win, right?
Right. You're right.
So cool. So and then another fun fact, right? So before Wally Amos, right, became famous for the famous Amos chocolate chip cookies, he was a talent agent for the William Morris Agency, right? Where he worked with the likes of the Supremes and Simon and Garfunkel, though. So shout out to the boy Wally Amos, right? I love me some famous cookies, though. I haven't had any in a while.
Yeah.
But he definitely made a huge contribution to the culinary scene, right? Especially as being an African American.
I didn't even know Famous Amos was African American.
Facts, though. Shout out to that. That's why they're so fire.
Yeah, it's like a 2-for-1 right here, though.
Facts. So cool. That's all the Black History facts I got for you, though. It's still Black History Month. Happy Black History Month again. Don't forget, it's all the way to the end. I think it's a leap year this year, so we got 29 days. So we're going to be delivering them.
Absolutely.
So all right, cool. So next portion, though, is your favorite part of the show, right? We're going to roll into our world famous game of Would You Rather. Shout out to it, though. So, we always try to come up with a couple different questions, though. Would you rather, right? So, you got a couple questions for me?
I always got a couple. You want to take the lead today? You can go first.
I can go first. All right, I'll go first, though.
First.
So, in honor of, it just being a day past, Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Would you rather lobster and shrimp or lobster and scallops?
Oh.
Go.
That's good. That's all shellfish. I'm gonna go scallops.
Okay.
I have an affinity for scallops. They're not as frequently. They're just not as common.
True.
They're out there, but they are. They are a little bit more valuable, more on the pricey side, right?
Okay.
And they take a little more time and precision to cook correctly, and so I can appreciate that.
Shout out to the scallop, lobster and scallops. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind, though. Next year.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, in the same spirit of it, Valentine's Day was yesterday and all that. So, would you rather for date night, a night in or a night out? And what would your choice entail?
Ooh, that's tough, though.
Oh my goodness.
A night in or a night out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you dictate how either would be. So truly, your comfort and then your ideal. Somebody get him.
I'm gonna take the night out.
Okay.
Because it's just you could always step out, check a vibe, right? The vibe indoor is cool, but you could be indoor at any time, right? You can't always step out, right? When we had the patio, you could never step out, though.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna take a night out, though.
So what does your night out entail?
It's just
your ideal.
It's just catching the vibe, though. You really, it just depends on when, where is that, when, where, how, who, why and where, you know, what, etc.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's plenty of factors that you can incorporate, right? But if a simple night out is just somewhere, right? Hopefully there's some good music, good vibes, right? The lighting's right, good eats, right?
Yeah,
you
so,
know,
yeah.
of course, if you're there, then it's a vibe, right? So we're vibing, right? So
all right.
you know, I don't really ask for too much. You know, I'm simple. You feel me? So
you are
shout
anything
out to that.
but you are
Shout out to
incredible.
that. But, all right, next question, right?
Any more? You got another one for me?
I do.
All right.
So in the nature of the Super Bowl just passed, all right? It's been there's a couple major events, Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, all just passing by.
Yeah.
Right? Excuse me. Everybody with a little ginger in the shot, though.
Oh my goodness.
Would you rather perform at the Super Bowl at halftime or the Grammys opening up act?
Let's see.
Because you got a couple bars, though. Shout out Fancy.
I got quite a few.
Shout out Fancy on our platforms, though. It's available.
Does the Grammys even air the black portions though? I thought they don't even air those, so I'm gonna have to go Super Bowl. But just for the sake,
hey,
shout out to Hove now. I'm gonna have to go Super Bowl though. I think it's a more universal platform. I think.
I agree though. I think so. I think you're bound to gain more of an audience than you would if you watch the Grammys. So
plus then I get to go to the Super Bowl. So
there you go. Though. But you can't watch it though because you got to be ready backstage. And
second half,
you tired. You gotta get some fluids in you. You saw Usher.
Oh yeah.
Man had to get some electrolytes. So he probably had to get some pickle juice on that back end.
I'm sure he was good with the good old cater light.
Shout out to Usher though. He rocked it though. He really got off though. He brought out Alicia. Brought out Luda, Lil Jon. No, they said it was Will.i.am. I thought Will.i.am was Ye. I thought it was Ye with the mask on. I'm like, he going crazy.
Relax.
He going crazy, though. You feel me? Her went crazy.
Her went crazy. I didn't even know she could play the guitar.
Yeah, she shredded that guitar. Then they put the old video when she had sang the national anthem
at the Niners game
back in the day.
Yeah.
Was you at that game?
No, I wasn't. I was not. Unfortunately, my parents are not Niners fans, so I wasn't able to express my love for the Niners until I was of age.
Blame it on the right. Do you got any more questions?
I do. I have one more for you. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so pasta, noodles, Asian noodles or Italian noodles? Oh my goodness.
Asian noodles or Italian noodles? I'm gonna go with Italian noodles.
All right.
Italian noodles are more favorable to the Italian noodles. I can name more Italian noodles, so I'm gonna go with them.
Okay.
Simple.
Fair enough.
Simple.
Fair enough.
Simple. So is that it, or I don't have any more?
No,
you know what I mean?
That's it.
So would you rather end it, or would you rather me make up one off the top?
Find out next
Trick
time.
question.
Would you rather?
Nah, we appreciate you guys tuning in. No, we appreciate you guys, dialing in with us.
Yeah.
Remember to like, comment, and share. Check the QR code for all great content. We got plenty of stuff for y'all, though. We got plenty of stuff coming down the pipe, though. So stay dialed in, man. We just appreciate you guys being along for the ride. And again, right, this is What's Cooking with Fanny Boo, right?
Episode 12, y'all.
And we are out, though. So I'm Chef C. This is Chef
Fanny.
And the place to be, always remember to tell a friend, then tell a friend and 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 tell a friend again. You feel me? Because we're here to win. And that's all it is. That's all it is. And this is the end. So until next time, peace, love, positivity.